Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer and I'm here to build a model kit. I'm also here to hang out with all of you. I'm going to start things off by throwing the Baer Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote into chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. If you feel like being a lurker and you don't want to say anything, you can also do that. You can just lurk. That's okay. Lurkers are totally acceptable in this community. It's a Saturday night. I'm going to work on a model kit. I'm excited for that. I hope you're doing well out there. I hope this stream, no matter how little or a lot of it you watch, brings you a little bit of joy. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Happy to have you here on this fine Saturday evening. It's warm. I had the window open. There was a breeze, so that was nice, but that breeze seems to be dying down a bit. But it is warm, but it's not so warm in the house that they're going to turn the air conditioning on. But it is warm enough that I wish they would. That's where we're at. Last week was actually a little bit warmer in here. My glasses fogged up at one point, so that was fun. That is a rare occurrence, but it did happen. Anyway, let's go to the overhead camera. Boom, overhead camera, there we go. You can see that we are working on the Gundam Dolo Diver Arc, which is from Gundam Build Metaverse, or yeah, right? Metaverse, it's the Metaverse, yeah. Yeah, which is the, like, Build Fighters continuation show that I have not seen any of. But it's a souped up drive, the Diver Arc. It's a super of the Gundam 00. Some of these parts are from 2008. Some of these parts are for 2023, which is fun. That's just fun for me. This is the backpack. It goes on the back of here. I didn't attach it. I don't keep it attached because then the kit can't sit up well because it's got this big backpack thing that's not stable, so it just falls. It goes like that, and that's not great. So I take it off now, for now. And these are going to attach to the arms, which we're going to get started building now. We're going to start working on the arms of this kit. And we'll do all that. Oh, also, currently at 23 subscribers. The goal is to get to 40. I shut up about how many subscribers I have. When we hit 40, that's a promise. So if you want to become a subscriber, you can do that. If you want to gift a sub, you can do that. That's another thing you got going on there. I do know that at least a couple people out there who watch these things, maybe not live, maybe they just watch them at the end, are at PAX East, and I hope they're having a great time at PAX East. I have heard literally nothing coming out of PAX East. I have heard absolutely nothing about the convention other than like a couple photos, and a friend of mine is doing some panels, and none of the panels that she is on are in streaming rooms. And that's all I know about PAX. Like, I just don't know what else is going on over there. I hope it's rad. I hope people are having a great fucking time. But yeah, I have not been kept abreast of the ongoings or the goings on. So I hope people are having a good time at PAX East. I was asked not too long ago, hey Pat, are you planning on doing a that's because it's next weekend, says Lashbrook. Oh, well, that would make sense why I haven't heard a goddamn thing about PAX East, because it's not happening right now. Okay, Lashbrook, that makes a lot of fucking sense. I thought it was weird that I wasn't hearing anything about it. Okay, it's next weekend. Well, there you go. Okay. So, I just realized, yeah, I had similar confusion. I just realized I never posted, oh God. It happened, folks. It's only happened like twice before. April ended and I didn't do a Q&A. I didn't post. I made one. I didn't post my Q&A video. My Patreon exclusive Q&A video that I do every month at the end of every month. I recorded it and then didn't upload it, apparently, because there was a question of like, hey, do you plan to go to a PAX? And I just realized I haven't posted that. So tomorrow I get to post that video and send it out to people, because I didn't send it. I recorded it. I don't even know if I uploaded it, but I recorded it. I know where it is on my computer God damn, that's embarrassing. Yeah, I never sent that out. I'll have to do that. That is embarrassing. But I was asked if I had any plans to return to PAX anytime soon. To which I said in the video, which patrons will be able to see when I fucking upload it. Jesus Christ, that's embarrassing. That I don't have any plans, but I have intentions. I would like to attend a PAX again. The last PAX that I've been to live were PAX Unplugs. I would like to go to a PAX East. I think that's like, if I was going to go to a PAX, it would be a PAX East. Other than that, I have no plans. I have no determinations. I mean, I have determinations. I have nothing in place, I should say. But I would like to go. One of the issues that I have with even the idea of going is that it would be very fucking fun. But my fear is that I would, sorry, I need to figure this out. My fear is that, like, people would want me to do League of Heels, and I wouldn't do League of Heels. I don't think I would do League of Heels. I've talked about this before, if a League of Heels happens again, it would not because it would require a lot of assistance, a lot of help to get that together. I could not do it on my own. Aaron and I probably couldn't pull it off alone without a lot of support. And the main reason for that is honestly, in my opinion, a pretty simple one, is that it's been too long. And I don't know who, like, I know some of the young, cool, weird people out there in the game development space. I don't know them in the game journalism space. Like, I don't know the young, cool, fun people. And I don't know if they go to PAX. Like, but I would want that. I would want to have young folks. And so it would be like me relying on, like, Harris. I'd be like, Harris, who in the indie mega booth is fun and cool and non-problematic that wants to do this wrestling thing? Like, I'm sure that there would be people who would reach out that would want to do it, especially once, like, we announced we're coming back. And I wouldn't have I wouldn't have a lot of problems with that once, word got out that we were doing it. But, like, because they'd want me to do a Rumble, right? Like, that would be the thing to do. If I was working for Reed, I would want me to do the Rumble, because the Rumble brings a lot of people and is a big, huge thing. And, like, you're going to have at bare minimum 33 people involved, because you're going to have everybody in the Rumble, and you're going to have 2 announcers and a third floating person. Like, that's, it's a lot of people plus friends and all that. Like, it's a lot of people, and then that will hopefully create a lot of interest, because hopefully everyone, you're averaging that everyone's going to be able to bring somebody, that somebody is interested in everyone that's doing it, and some more than others. But, like, the last time we did a PAX Rumble, Aaron didn't know everyone that I booked. Like, didn't know of everyone that I booked. I knew at least everyone, like, and in some instances, it was people that was like, yeah, this is a independent wrestler that even I don't really know, but it's nice to get an independent wrestler in there, because they also work for a games company. They're already here. That'll be cool. And then a few were like, well, this is a YouTuber that I know you don't know, but his audience is going to be fucking stoked. Like, that kind of a thing. Like, we had a few of those. And then a few people that I was like, yeah, I don't know. This person who now is not in games anymore, but by now really wants to do it, and they bought a costume to do it. And it's like, and I was like, they're very gung-ho and it'll be good. That kind of thing. it wasn't pulling teeth, but it was a lot of work the last time we did League of Heels. So I wouldn't want to do that. I would want to do the non-Rumble shows, the Mania shows. I would want to do one that was just a few matches and some promos and like a variety of games, like do another Jackbox that is like wrestling themed, a Quiplash, the wrestling themed thing, like that kind of thing. Do Gang Beasts maybe, whatever modern game that is outright, that is out around there that like is a fun playground or something. I could see that. All right, PC 10. This is PC 10 here. I would do something like that and then play an old wrestling game as well. But I don't know. Again, that's a long ways off, and I don't know if it'll ever happen. And again, I don't know if I would want to do that. Like, really, I would want to do Pat Bear's Anime Club, and I would want to do Improvised Postmortem. And even Improvised Postmortem would be a little tough because I would have to, like, ask friends of friends. Like, it would be... the last time I did Improvised Postmortem, it was just like me and 3 friends, and we just did every prompt, like as a group, which was a lot. It's a big ask, and it worked, but that's because like a bunch of people that I had booked for that bailed on me, understandably, because people just got worried about traveling. And it's like, yeah, that makes some sense. And I was trying to bring in some people from outside of PAX in the Philly area, and then that became a bit of a nightmare. So I probably like just... It'd be easier at PAX East. I mean, a big part of that was that, like, the Loading Ready Run folks weren't there, and I was kind of hoping that I was kind of counting on them being around ahead of time so that I could, like, try to get them involved in it, rope them in, because that would have been good for me if they had wanted to do that. But yeah, at the end of the day, it all worked out eventually. It just took a while to work out. I don't know. I don't have FOMO about not being at PAX East next weekend. I mean, so much so that I, just now fully understand that it's not happening right now. But I do have like pangs of regret that there are going to be people like Eric Pope is going to be at PAX East. I'd love to see Eric Pope. I'd love to see my friend Eric. I don't know the last time I saw Eric. Like 2018, 2019, was it PAX East 2019 that he went to? I don't think it was. I don't think I've seen Eric since 2018. I'd love to see Eric Pope. So Lashbrook, he was at Ubi for a while, but he left that to work for the people what bring you Dead by Daylight, also in Montreal. So he's on the Dead by Daylight team, social media team. And I apologize that I don't remember the name of the company that makes Dead by Daylight. But also, their Twitter account doesn't say who makes it. Which is wild. But anyway, yeah. He works for the Dead by Daylight people. And he will be at PAX East. And I'm like, that was my first, like, there were a few people that I was like, PAX Unplugged at the end of last year. A bunch of people I know went to that, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not going this year. One of the main reasons I don't think I'm going to go PAX Unplugged again is just because the airline that was running direct flights from the airport that's right near me to Philadelphia stopped running that flight, and that flight was very reasonable, and like that, with that not being there, it makes it a lot harder for me to consider going. All right. I actually have to know this. Who makes Dead by Daylight? Behavior Interactive. All right. Behavior with a U. Behavior Interactive is a developer along with support from 505 Games. Great. Excellent. Good. Now I know that. 505. Eric Pope works for 505, or Eric Pope works for Behavior Interactive. I know it's behavior, but they put a U in there. So I get fancy with it too, if they're going to get fancy with it. But yeah, he works for Behavior Interactive. And good for him, god damn it. Eric Pope rules. So. But yeah, I when I saw that, I was just like, oh, well, I hope Eric has fun. Hope he has a good time. So I did want to talk about the WWE releases. They had a talent release last night from their main brands of SmackDown and Raw, and their supplemental or third brand of NXT developmental, which, depending on when they talk about it, either is developmental or isn't. The thing about it is that, so there is one person's name on this list who was not released because they were laid off. That their contract was null and void at the end of the contract and all that. That's Shotzi, aka Shotzi Blackheart, who had an indie name whose I cannot remember, so my apologies for that. But Shotzi, her contract was expiring and they chose not to renew it, which is what AEW does. AEW just generally, when they're done with someone, they just stop booking them for a length of time, however long, and then they don't renew their contract. And they generally let them know, and we're not going to renew, and do it. WWE occasionally will do that. Occasionally people will ask for their releases and will be granted their release. But generally, what happened yesterday is the modus operandi of the WWE, which is they release a bunch of talent, and that talent, if they are part of the main roster of Raw or SmackDown, they are get a 90-day no compete. Now, a thing to remember about the 90-day no compete is that you don't have to do it, but then you don't get paid for 90 days. It is a severance package of sorts. It is a move so that you do not get released and then immediately start working for another company. And you can't, you can't just immediately jump ship. Now, have people chosen in the past not to do the 90 days? Yes. The no compete. Some people have said, I do not need your money. I do not need to be an employee with WWE for another 90 days. I'm out. I'm just going to go and do it. Have there also been people who have said, sure, I'll take your 90 days, and then they've gone and worked other places and won in court with the WWE? Yes, two examples. Rey Mysterio and Brock Lesnar. Both won in court because it's very flimsy. Most wrestlers don't do it. Do they want the money for 90 days? Probably. Do they just don't want to go through courts and they don't want to lose money by doing that? Probably. Are they afraid that if they become known as someone that will go to court over contract, it might mess up their future prospects with other companies? Yeah, that's probably part of it as well. And then there's also one more category, which doesn't apply to everyone, but does apply to a lot of people. And it is worth noting, is it very important for this wrestler who just got released and didn't see it coming to have 90 days where they are still an employee of a company, and therefore their work visa is still valid in those 90 days? And the answer to that is fucking yeah. If you are from another country and you have not gotten your citizenship or your green card, and you are working on and you are living in the United States because you have a work visa with the WWE, you want that 90 days to get a new job. You want to have a new job and then have that company do that. And maybe you have to go back to your home country while the paperwork gets filed and all that. But you want that 90-day buffer because you don't want to be in another country trying to get work in the United States again. It's easier now, but at a certain point in time, that was incredibly important for overseas wrestlers to be able to have the opportunity. And there are a few wrestlers here who are not U.S. citizens, and in which case that's going to be very important to have that 90-day as a buffer while they try to figure things out. I'm going to go through this list, and I will say if I think these people are going to work somewhere, or if they are going to maybe go in a different direction, or if they're, like what company I think they're going to work for, and all of that. This is not to say that I think any of these wrestlers shouldn't be working in this day and age or anything like that. Oh, I missed a piece here. It is just my interpretation. Braun Strowman has been released. This is his second WWE release. He was released the first time. He worked with Control Your Narrative for a while. He did select indie dates because his the money he wanted was not worth the value that he would bring. Reportedly, he came back to WWE, was plagued by injury, and so was working on and off, and they let him go again. I do not see Braun Strowman joining another major wrestling promotion in the United States. I could see him doing a spell in Pro Wrestling Noah or New Japan. New Japan always looking for Gaijin. I could also see him showing up at I don't think New Japan has the money that he would want, but they would offer him something. I can see him showing up at some of their U.S. shows, their quote-unquote strong shows, and him doing, I don't want to say well, but him doing, he could show up there and it would be an attraction. Big men always are an attraction in Japanese wrestling crowds and do well in Japan as big men, so I could see that working out pretty damn well for him. We had a little bump there. A little bump in quality there. Hopefully everything's okay here. I had a drop in my bit rate. Cora Jade is very young. Mostly on NXT. Oh, I should say, sorry. If you had an NXT contract, then you have a 30-day no compete. So some of the 30-day folks have a chance to jump somewhere probably faster. I could maybe see TNA picking up Cora Jade. Because there was always that question. It's like, well, with WWE having a partnership with, are they gonna pick up people? And the answer is yeah, because they already do. There are a bunch of people working for TNA that got released by WWE. WWE doesn't seem to care about that. Will that change in the future? Possibly, but right now they don't seem to care. So that won't prevent people from getting work. I could see Cora maybe in TNA. I think TNA would be a good enough fit for her. She's still very young and a little green, but a lot of good energy, and she would be among people that would really want to work well with her. Dakota Kai, super talented, main roster. This very week was hey, I'm not injured right now. I don't know why I'm itching to get back. But she has been plagued with injuries in the past, and was in a faction and was released, which is surprising. Dakota Kai feels like a no-brainer that TNA is going to offer her money, and she should probably end up in AEW. I think she would do phenomenally in AEW. I think she would do phenomenally in TNA. I could see her doing a stint in Stardom, especially if she has to go back to New Zealand, where she is from. She is in a relationship with a wrestler. I cannot remember who. So she might want to stay in the United States. Which is always important. Okay, yeah. She is currently dating another person that got released, Eddie Thorpe. So, Eddie Thorpe, who has worked on the Indies and worked for New Japan. So that could, they could both go to Japan for a while if they wanted to continue pursuing the relationship in close proximity. But good for them. I hope it works out. That was, I think, a pretty recent reveal that they had been seeing one another. But I saw that on socials from like one of them, so I don't feel bad. I didn't see it on a gossip site. Dakota, like I said, has a great future ahead of her. She's a bit older than some people would think, but that doesn't seem to be a bummer for AEW or TNA, to be fair. So I can see her doing well. Danny Palmer, I have very little information about Danny Palmer. Danny Palmer is one of those people that I was like, I don't know this person. So I unfortunately can't say much about them. Eddie Thorpe. Again, Eddie Thorpe worked for New Japan as a gaijin, and then basically got released because he was like, hey, I want to re-sign with you, but I would also like to start winning matches because I've been around for a while and the crowd's kind of into me. And then New Japan was like, we do not want to re-sign with you. And then he ended up in NXT. Is he great? I don't think he's great. Is he good? Yeah, he's good. He would do fine in TNA. I don't think he's going to be in AEW. I think he should go back to New Japan for a while and make some money. They would be happy to work with him. And again, he's been in NXT, which does open some doors. So I think he'll do okay. But yeah, I'm not like, oh, Eddie Thorpe's got to fucking, they got to sign Eddie Thorpe. It's just like, yeah, all right. Gigi Dolan is TNA bound, in my humble opinion. I feel like Gigi Dolan is going to do real well. I think also on the indies, she will make an appearance under her indie name at GCW, because she was supposed to do Big Gay Brunch before she got signed to NXT. And I could see her getting a GCW paycheck very easily and doing the indie thing. Oh, also Dakota Kai will probably do DPW because she is friends with a lot of the guys that run Deadlock Pro Wrestling. So a fun love-hate relationship with Johnny. So I could see her making the move there for at least a date. Jakara Jackson is going to do fucking phenomenal in TNA. You know what? Honestly, AEW could pick up Jakara Jackson as a project. She's still very green, but she's got fucking presence. She can talk on the mic. She's definitely got a huge amount of upside, and she could be great as a Ring of Honor to AEW talent. But also, I fucking bet TNA wants to book her. Javier Bernal, I don't know super well. We've got Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang. They all came from NXT UK as the trio Gallus. They have been in NXT for a very long time. I feel like they are going to do a bunch of fucking indies, and I don't know if they're going to stay in the US. I don't know where they're going to end up. I don't think it's anywhere that I've mentioned already, other than New Japan. New Japan or Pro Wrestling Noah, like, yeah, that makes some sense to me. Other places, they don't make as much sense to me for those boys. Caden Carter and Katana Chance could stay together as a duo. I don't know. I was a little surprised that they got one off the main roster because I feel like they didn't do anything in the main roster. So I'm a bit surprised they got released. I could see either of them in TNA. Oro Mensah, I feel like will be on the indies like immediately. Just grinding the indies, trying to make things happen. I could also see Aura showing back up in WWE or WWE/NXT. Riley Osborne, man, I don't know what the fuck they were doing Riley Osborne in NXT. It wasn't much. I don't know what Riley Osborne does after this. I really don't know. He could do indies. He could settle in New Japan or and I think thrive there, but I don't know. Maybe Ring of Honor / indie. He gets the Ring of Honor / indie deal, like maybe, but I don't know. Okay, so now we've got the last two are the I'm very surprised and I wish I was surprised. Here's the very surprised. Shayna Baszler. Yes, Shayna Baszler was not on WrestleMania. Didn't make the card. She was in a stable that wasn't working. Totally fair. She's always been in stables that don't really work. Shayna fucking rules, and WWE loves her. And also, she was like doing stuff with training people in NXT. Like, she was on a couple more years and you'll just fully move into your retirement and just be a trainer path. And I could also see them trying to hire her as a trainer in the future. Like, I totally see them going that route and saying like, hey, you know, is this something you want to do? But yeah, people were very surprised that Shayna got released. I'm surprised that Shayna got released. I would love to see Shayna in Stardom. I think that would be the perfect goddamn place for her. Also, AEW. I think Shayna Baszler in AEW makes all the sense in the world. Because she can wrestle. She's not the best on the mic, but you don't have to be, because AEW has managers. They have so many managers. Oh, Mark Sterling would be great with her. Stokely Hathaway would be great with her. Put her in the Don Callis family as their muscle. Oh, yeah, we got these big guys as muscle. We also have Shayna Baszler as muscle. Put her in the Death Riders. Have her attack and replace Marina Shafir. Or with Marina. I don't know. You could have her both in there. That would be nonsense. Ring of Honor is adding in a women's pure title. Shayna Baszler would be an amazing first champion for that. If they wanted to go that route. Shayna makes so much sense. She still has years left and a lot to give for pro wrestling, that I think it only makes sense that she gets that gig. But also, like I said, I like to see her in working in Stardom, because I think she'd be fucking great in Stardom. And I don't know if TNA would be interested. But they did lose some of their big, strong ladies, and they have a lot of talented ladies who are a bit more athletic, but not necessarily have the wrestle prowess that she does. So, like, it would make sense if they were looking to fill that missing spot with Shayna Baszler. But I hope of all these folks, Dakota and Shayna are the people that I really hope end up in AEW, if any of them are. I could see them wanting a Jakara Jackson or a Gigi Dolan, but like, those are the ones that yeah. And then of course, Shotzi, whose just contract is not being renewed, who was doing stuff she was in NXT, she was the main roster, she was back in NXT. She's had really bad injuries, like really terrible injuries, and some personal stuff, family things that were awful. I am bummed they let her go. I am not super surprised they let her go because of the injuries that she has had. You could argue, does AEW need Shotzi Blackheart if they have Ruby Riott? Or Ruby Soho, I guess. But also, is Ruby Soho coming back? She had a child, and that's awesome. Is she going to return to AEW? We don't know if she's going to come back. So it's like, well, if she does, like, do they need both? But they're different people. Put them together. That would be fun too. I think Shotzi is a real talent, and I think TNA would fucking love to have her, and I bet they put an offer in. Shotzi's another one that Stardom would make a lot of sense to do an appearance in, do some Japanese indies, go back to the indie scene and just work a bunch of stuff. I think Shotzi in like Ring of Honor would make a lot of sense as / AEW, and that could work out real well. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with any of that. Because we just had releases previously. Cedric Alexander is probably going to AEW, which I don't think is the right call, but whatever, because I don't think that the Hurt Syndicate needs another guy that was there. Indy Hartwell showed up in TNA this week. which is awesome. I'm glad that she's not she found a spot. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not like super convinced that anybody's going to go anywhere, because it's just like a it's a lot. Also, there's always the possibility that some of these folks just like fucking end up back in WWE, because stranger things have happened. I should say that Grizzled Young Veterans are supposedly right now, they were picked up by AEW and used with AEW, but apparently not signed to long-term contracts because they haven't been there at all this year. And so I think they're done. And they were just on like a per appearance deal. So I don't know how Gallus is going to do going in there if the Coffee Brothers end up doing well. But who knows? So those are all the right now, those are all the releases that we know about. Lots of people going there. There's also a bunch of staff that were released earlier in the week. And yeah, Shotzi will know sooner than anybody else because she was moved to the alumni section, and she's done when her contract's up, and she will not have a no compete. And apparently, word is that Dakota Kai is already fielding offers. People are already trying to get Dakota Kai, which is like, yeah, you should get her while she's not injured. So we'll see. Gaming news. We should talk about it. GTA 6 has been delayed until 2026. All of the various video games that moved out of November because they assumed that their game would get fucking buried. So either some games end up moving into November, or November is going to be an incredibly light month for 2025. So I'll look that up once I'm done here. November 2025 video game releases. Let's check the calendar here. Let's see. We're going to go to November 2025. We'll look at that. Okay. Well, they don't have any listed. Yeah, nobody had anything listed. That's right. Nobody has anything listed for November because no one wanted to be around that. So we'll go to Game Rant's calendar and we'll see. Yeah, nobody was released. Nobody was involved in November. So now games that were supposed to come out in like August could get bumped to November without it being a problem. But we also have a release date, May 26th. So May 26th, 2026 will be the release date of Grand Theft Auto 6. And that also means that games that are going to release that month now have a good long lead and a good long heads up, so they don't have to fight against it. So that's nice as well. But yeah, you'll start to see games that are like October releases slipping into November, which will be good for all games. And now people know. Now, obviously, that's a bummer if your Christmas plans, if your end of the year plans were, I'm going to play Grand Theft Auto 6. Like, I know that's the game I'm playing at the end of the year. Like, if that was your plan, I am sorry that plans have changed. But I hope that there'll be other games that you're into that will come out around that time, so you'll have something to play. But yeah, I'm glad we know, and now we have a date, which is good. And they're originally like, yeah, we're pushing it back so that it's good, so we know it's good. Let's see. Any other gaming news? This is a weird one. We'll talk about this thing. This thing is pretty fucking weird, so I thought I'd mention it. Because it is video game related. The Minecraft movie. In the Minecraft movie, Jack Black sings a song. about Lava Chicken, and that has gotten him. What was his number one song? What was that? Minecraft movie song sets record, his shortest track ever on Billboard Hot 100. So yeah, that's happening. That's a weird, true thing because it's a very song. Let's see. Steve's Lava Chicken, which Jack Black co-wrote with the director Jared Hess, entered the singles chart at number 78. The complete song runs 34 seconds. Now, did Whatever make the top 100? I gotta look this up. Did Liam Lynch Whatever, United States of Whatever, how long is that? I feel like that's like a minute and change. United States of Whatever. Was this in 2002? Let's see. Top 10 in Australia and the United Kingdom. And until 2007, it was the shortest song to appear in the charts in the latter country. It is 1 minute and 26 seconds. That is how long United States of Whatever is. And that did not. Okay. It made number 34 in the U.S. alternative songs chart, but didn't hit the Hot 100. But it was in the alternative. So this is outshining another comedy song. It was originally released in 1999 in an episode of Sifl and Ollie. But yeah, Steve's Lava Chicken set a new record. It's very short. You can listen to the whole thing. He's been on the charts before with Tenacious D, of course, but this is a a different beast of a thing, a different weird beast. I do know that song is also in a karaoke, the karaoke program that a lot of VTubers use has the song, because I know that it was performed recently by Koseki Bijou of Hololive English Advent sang that song, and she sang it like 3 times because it's obviously very short. I thought she was just like, wait, why is this song in here? I'm gonna have to sing it. So that was fun. But yeah, I mean, okay, so the previous record of the shortest song in the history of pop charts belongs to Kid Cudi. He had a 37-second song, Beautiful Trip, which came in at number 100 on the Hot 100. And also a reminder that Peaches peaked at number 56. So this is not his first time that a song he did from a video game movie has made it. I think that's fine. I do not have a negative opinion on that song doing well on the charts. Good for you, Jack Black. You should publicly apologize for breaking up Tenacious D because Kyle Gass made a quote-unquote inappropriate joke, which was very funny. But yeah, you should get Kyle his fucking money. But other than that, like, it's fine. Getting this piece lined up is hard because this bends, and the way that the polycap is in here, it doesn't want to bend. So it is the this will bend easier than the other piece will move. So you kind of have to line it up just right and then get it linked together. And then, yeah, it's just not working. So I am trying to move this poly cap where it is a little easier for me to push this in because, like I said, it just wants to bend. And I don't want it to bend until it's set in there. Okay, now this is good. This is where we want it. We can move on to get the M217, which is this piece here. A little bit more gaming news for you. So apparently, Bethesda is like, hey, we're not going after this cool mod. As you know, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, the remake came out. That it was quote unquote shadow dropped. Hey, Lord Crashton, welcome. So that came out. So people have been talking about that. People have been playing that. Reminder that there is an ongoing action, a movement, if you will, about putting pressure on Microsoft by not buying and playing Xbox games, in order to, again, to put pressure on them to divest their technology and interest in Israel, which has fueled the ongoing genocide in Palestine. So, you know, if you got other games to play, if you don't want to buy the Oblivion remake, that's a way to go. Certainly a way to go. But anyway, so people were afraid that this ongoing project that people have been doing, modders have been doing, to recreate Oblivion in Skyrim, which was been called the Skyblivion, people were a little afraid that they might get a cease and desist. But on May 1st, Bethesda had a developer spotlight video with the development lead, Dan Lee. He's been there since Fallout 3 days. And also Oblivion, apparently, yeah. And in that video spotlight, he gave a shout out and talked a bit about Skyblivion, which has been, they've been working on off and on for like over 10 years. And they did include gameplay footage. And he said, even though I worked on the remaster, I'm still excited for Skyblivion. I think what they're doing is very special, and I'm excited to see their interpretation of what we've done in the past. I think it'll be great for Oblivion fans. So basically, this is not the first time that's happened. And if you're saying, well, that's just some developers, you got to remember that Bethesda are the people putting out this. So, you know, it's one thing to say in a conversation, oh, you know, actually, I really like that. It's another to say it in a video that has to go through like approval and all that other stuff. So, like, you know, again, who knows? That could change. Someone higher up in Bethesda or someone above Bethesda could just be like, hey, what? No, actually, no. But right now, it seems like they're not going to go after that mod. But yeah, it looks like they're not going to go to that. Now, that could also change if, let's say, the Skyblivion folks were like, well, to finish it, we need money to do that. And, you know, that makes things complicated. And, of course, Fallout 4 experimented with having mods you could put up on their, you know, paid mods and all that. That's been a thing that's been talked about. And then also, like, very unpopular. So who knows? But that could be a way to get those things happening. Is to just be like, well, if you like this mod, you know, you can pay for it and we can get a cut. Like, that might be what they do. But who knows? I certainly don't. That mod always seemed cool. I just don't know if they'll ever fucking finish it. If they do, I might check it out. God, I do not have Skyrim on this computer. I can't imagine another realm or another world where I would download it at this point in my life. But I guess the answer to that is, well, if there's a cool mod, a total conversion mod of Oblivion in the Skyrim engine, like, yeah, I might want to check that out. Um, I don't know if there's any other gaming news other than Palpatine is going to be in Fortnite, or is in Fortnite already. And so there's a photo of him holding a assault rifle going around, which is just see, people are just like, what's going on in Fortnite? And to me, it's like, that's what Fortnite's been. Like, it's just, that's Fortnite. Fortnite is now references that some of the audience that play Fortnite don't get or have any clue. And then other people who aren't playing Fortnite look at it and shake their heads. Like, that's fucking Fortnite, baby. I don't know. Yeah, Goku also shouldn't have a gun, but it's Fortnite. They got a gun. That's what's up. Should Palpatine need a gun? I don't know if Palpatine should need a gun, but he's got one. It's happening. You can't stop it. Is there other stories going on here? No. The only update to what we talked about on Thursday that I felt relevant for today is that the Giant Bomb wiki is now read-only for a time. Explained on the Giant Bomb forums in a thread that was only being edited by Giant Bomb moderators for threats and that kind of thing, and also language, which they always policed. The idea of Giant Bomb was that, like, yeah, the wiki's clean and the conversation is squeaky clean, but the people doing the stuff can swear and it can be laid back there. But keeping the forums all ages. But basically, the wiki right now, they were afraid of vandalism, which is true. People would have been vandalizing it. In support of the Giant Bomb, folks. But that is all the information I have for you. Excuse me. That is the only update I've got since Thursday about the Giant Bombings. I believe that the community spotlight is pretty much done, which is wild because they were celebrating their 10-year anniversary of the community spotlight. And so it is, or at least 10 years of it being on the website instead of just being a thread. So that's still fucking wild. Avoid fandom when you can has been my policy even before this. Yes, John, I think that is a valid and good way to look at it. When Scryfall moved off of fandom, people were so fucking stoked. Scryfall, the people that do their best to catalog every Magic the Gathering card that's ever existed, so you can digitally find them. They got themselves off of it. Yes, you were stoked when Scryfall moved off. I keep saying Skyfall, but Scryfall. Yeah, that was a big deal, and it was fucking awesome. When fandom wasn't even as bad when the good Transformers wiki. There's two competing Transformers wiki out there, and the one that got off fandom is the better one. I want to say that's like TF 2000 something or other. It's the year that the conventions started. The year BotCon started, I believe, is that number, but that's the good one. G-Boot Discord has also separated themselves from the site and fandom. Yes, Slashbrook. The Giant Bomb Discord is now an unofficial Discord as opposed to a semi-official Discord. Wikipedia moved to fandom. Yeah, Wikipedia is probably so big that they probably needed it, which sucks. But yeah, they're probably just overwhelmed at other places. But that's a bummer. Yes, so the Giant Bomb Discord is now people can jump in there, and it is now freed from the shackles, which it kind of needed to be before this and should have been before this. I think, but that's fine. And now it is unofficial, and that's probably for the best. But again, I do not have any updates on how things are going with some people. The only thing I will say is it is good to remember, folks, that Not everyone is in a position to quit their job when their job starts to fucking suck ass. And we're gonna, we're not doing conjecture. We're not doing any like, well, I think we're just saying that sometimes people can't just quit their jobs. And we'll leave it at that. But also, totally understandable if people are like, I'm done. Like, yeah, makes sense. But especially in this particular year, I totally get it if anyone's just like, I am unhappy with what's happening here. But I totally fucking get that. I have sometimes worked at a crappy place to pay the rent until I can make a move. Yes. And then also, hey, I'm going to say this. This is just me. Like, I don't fucking know. I do not know what some people at the game spot side, there are a couple people on that staff that I do not believe are U.S. citizens. I do not believe they have green cards. So that's another wrinkle that you might have to take into consideration when you're like thinking about what some of these folks are going to do. Is that some of these folks can't just quit their job unless they want to upheave their entire lives and move out of the country. So that is a thing to take under some consideration. But again, I don't even know if they want to do that. But I do know it would be fucking harder for them to do it than it would be for somebody who lives, let's say, in the Midwest and has dogs. But yeah. Again, we're not gonna get into any conjecture here. That is just a thing that exists. That is just a reality that exists out there. Yes, of course. Shout out to Midwest dog owners, but like Midwest dog owners are in a bit of a different position than other people. Like somebody who has kids or a kid or like doesn't like lives here because of a work visa. Those are just the realities that people have to be aware of. And I think that is a thing that we should remember. I think it is totally understandable to mourn the slow death of a thing that you like. To be bummed that people aren't going to be working there anymore. And to be pissed off that someone comes in not understanding the gold mine that they have and instead just decide that it doesn't matter. And that sucks. But it also, like, a lot of people like to fan book the lives of other people. And we shouldn't do that. We don't know everybody's experiences. We don't know everybody's situations. I'm not, as I've said here, time and time again, even if I haven't been hanging out, it's still an important place. I started pulling back when a bunch of the voices I really liked weren't there anymore. And I didn't love every voice that was there. But it is what it is. I am grateful that I got invited to be on Jan and Abby's Giant Bomb Palooza. That I got to be part of that. Because that is the only time that I have ever really done anything with Jan Ochoa. And that's a bummer, because Jan is great. But I was happy I got to do that with Jan. Yes, for sure. It does. It sucks. When you can go out on your own terms, it is fucking beautiful. When you don't get to go out on your own terms, it stings. Even if you tell yourself it doesn't sting, it still stings. We're going to talk more about other stuff that's not that. But right now, we're going to take a pause for the cause. This is my opportunity to talk to you about ways that you can support what I do here. I am going to talk about a variety of ways you can do that. These are all optional things. You are under no obligation to do any of these things, but if you wanted to, you certainly could. First and foremost, if you are currently a subscriber to the Build with Baer Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. You could also gift a sub. It's a new month. It's May. If you want to be the first person to gift a sub this month, you could do that. You could also throw some bits my way. Bits and coins, always appreciated. Turns out, hey, the Apple tax seems to be like it's going to go away. I would still say sign up on a website just in case, but yeah, it looks like they'll be right there. John just became the first person to gift a sub, so we're going to throw the emotes in the chat. Thank you, John. Thank you very much, John, for gifting a sub to Akito. Enjoy your gifted sub, Akito. Long time viewer who gets a bunch of gift subs for just being here a very long time. But thank you very much. Enjoy the gift sub, enjoy the emotes, enjoy not seeing ads or pre-roll ads or anything like that. Thank you very much, John, for gifting that sub. Bumping up back up to 24, on our way to 40. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/PatBaer. Over on Patreon, there's I have a $1, a $3, a $5, and a $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. As I said, I did record that should have gone up this weekend, but I didn't put it up this weekend because I fucking forgot my April Q&A. So I will put that up. It's on my hard drive. I know what folder it's in. I just don't think I ever fucking uploaded it. It's only the second time this happened. One time it happened because I was at PAX East and realized it was the last weekend of April, and I hadn't done a Q&A. So I did the Q&A at PAX, like in a hallway. I just got my phone out and recorded it because I was like, shit, I just realized I got that up. This is the first time that I've missed a month. That was the first time that I forgot and didn't do one until the last minute. I think it was like literally the 30th I recorded that. But this one is gonna go up late because I forgot about it. And also nobody said, hey Pat, what happened to the Q&A? Which is, I mean, I guess I wish people had, but it's okay. Anyway, I got a Patreon. Join my Patreon. Also, I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBaer. Over on my YouTube channel, you can, of course, subscribe for free if you want to see some cool videos that I make over there. And then also, there's this thing called memberships. And for just $2 a month, you'll get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So you'll see them before anyone else. So you'll find out what the first video that's gonna go out next week for May, the new theme in May, because every month has a new theme for Kuma Baer. You'll find that out. Let's see. There's that. Those are all monthly ways to support me financially. If you would just like to throw some money in like the tip jar, I have a Ko-Fi and a PayPal, and you can go to one of those. Everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense. So watching my videos helps me out. Let's see, did AdSense get updated? Sometimes it takes a few days. I'm going to check the AdSense here. It did not update yet. Okay. It will hopefully soon. Through YouTube, like I said, ad videos or ad revenue through Patreon and through Twitch all goes into a fund, and from that fund I pull money out to buy model kits and Lego sets. I just bought a new Lego set. It's coming to me in the mail. Just picked that up. I'm very excited about that. I believe I'll get it next week, and it'll go in the backlog, and I'll build it in the future. As I said, this kit came from my backlog. I have other kits in the backlog that I'd be happy to work on. If you would like to decide what I build next, you have a way to do that. If you go to my Amazon wish list and buy something from there, it jumps the queue and becomes the next thing I built. Because that's the least I could do, is build the thing that you paid money for me to build. It'll get a dedicated YouTube video that will go on my up on my YouTube channel, and then it'll jump the queue and be the next thing I work on. I got Lego sets, I got model kits, I got some Mega Constructs kits, I got all kinds of things and things that I'd be happy to work on in the future. A bunch of cool looking shit. So if you see something there on the wish list that you're like, dang, I would love it if Pat built that, well, you could buy it, and then I'll do that. It's as simple as that. And there's some gear at the bottom because it's always nice to have a gear option. If you would like to buy me something to build, but you don't want to do it through Amazon, you could always go to Throne. I have a much smaller list on there, but you can see if there's something there you'd like to pick up. And then USA Gundam Store is the most convoluted way to support me financially if that's what you want to do. If you want to support me, but it's got to be weird, you go to USA Gundam Store. You buy a gift card. They will send you a link, or an email, I should say, with a gift card code. Then you can send me a whisper here on Twitch, or a private message on Blue Sky, or Mastodon, or Twitter with that gift card code. And then I will use that gift card code to buy a model kit at USA Gundam Store and support a local Florida business that's going to have a rough time of it, like all stores of that nature. They're in for it being kind of shitty. Let's see. If you want to support me, but you don't want to spend any money, you can join my Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. It's a cool place. We'd love to have you over in the Discord. Let's see. What can I say here? A couple video links to check out. This week I put up a new episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club where I talked about my recommendations for this season. 5 shows that I think are worth your time that are airing this season. All new shows, no sequels like second or third seasons, although there's quite a few good ones of those. And Kuma Baer. Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. I recommended one of my favorite shows from the winter season of this year, and also a show I didn't watch when it came out in the fall last year, but turned out to be great because it was the first half of the season. Orb on the Movements of the Earth is a show I don't think I'll ever watch again, but I'm glad I watched it because it's a hard watch. It's a rough drama. It's great. It's really well told. It's beautiful to look at. It's very compelling, but it's tough. It's a tough one. So I really recommend it though, and you should check out my 1-minute video about said thing if you wanted to. All right, I've got some anime to talk about, and then we'll talk about like games and things of that nature. In order to talk about that anime, I need to drink some water because I'm in need of more water. I got to dramatically transition back to the overhead camera so I can keep working on these model kits. And to do both of those things, and also John wants me to hit the dance button, so I will hit the dance button once we go back. We're going to dramatically transition right now. All right. Hello. Also, I'm going to hit the dance button. Thank you for using your channel points, John, for me to be silly and hit this dance button, which we heard on Thursday when the new month started, but also it exists the whole month. Here we go. Yeah. Bow, bow. Bow, bow. John says, Thursday is PUBG nights, so I generally miss those streams. Totally understand him, John. It is awesome to have a thing you like to do with people on a certain night. One of the reasons why I stream 4 times a week is to give you options. Now, could I do times that would be better for some people? Sure. But 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. is very convenient for me and the way that I live. It also makes it like not too early for the West Coast, but still early. 6 o'clock is still early. But 5 o'clock feels too early. 5 p.m. Eastern, or 5 p.m. Pacific feels too early. But also, on the other side of it, starting at 10 p.m. till midnight, I don't like the sound of that. I don't want to do that one. So the times will remain the same. But and also, as always, I'm John. I'm glad you're here now. With everybody, I say that for everybody as well. Happy you're here now. You being here is the most important thing. If you can't be here, for multiple streams, that would be rad. But if you can't, I get it. Or if you're on a break, like Aristophan is currently not available, not here that often, doing some stuff. I don't think dealing. I think doing is the right one, not dealing. And so it's like, okay, yeah. I hope you're well. We get people that pop in. Bobby Dice Roller pops in. Dirty Monkey pops in, which is great. Love that. Asmo comes in now and again. That's cool. Doodles comes in a lot for a lot of anime talk. Nathan Explosion, pretty much exclusively anime talk. It's also happy to have him there. The regulars and the occasional regulars, the people who are here on occasion with regularity, all happy to have. Also, people that lurk, that don't type at all, that are just here. Hello. One times. You hit the follow button because somebody rated me and you don't remember who, and you don't remember when, but you're just like, I don't know how I got here, Pat. The tip of the cap to you as well. Or one of my favorite reasons is, I don't know, This is Nick is here, subscribing with Prime. That's 12 months. Thank you so much, Nick. Appreciate you very much for using your Prime token. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Thank Nick very much. Appreciate you for that. The applause there. The applause. We're back up to 25 subscribers. We love to see it. But yeah, every once in a while, someone will just be like, "Oh yeah, I started watching because somebody retweeted you, and you said you were going to talk about a thing I was interested in." I was like, "Oh, good." The idea that one of my social media posts, or like my posts in a Discord and various Discords, attracted someone to come watch a stream, just like, good, because I do it for every stream. And there's probably, considering the number of people that actively check me out here at this point, I might not have to advertise my streams at this point and still do the same numbers. But also, if somebody's just like, "Oh, Pat's streaming. Okay. Oh, Pat's going to stream tonight? All right." If that brings some people in, then it's worth it doing it for all the times it doesn't do that. Because it's literally no skin off my nose. To, like, every time I stream, post a message that I copy and paste in a couple social media sites and a few Discords, and then on just the social media and not on the Discords post when I've gone live. Like, okay, that's no skin off my nose at all. Like, I can do that. Anyway, as we continue to work on the feet here, let's talk about two very different girls doing things shows. I don't know if I count either of these as girls doing things, but I've seen them listed. Once Upon a Witch's Death and Rock is a Lady's Modesty. I think one is a music show, and I think the other one is a dramedy. And I think Once Upon a Witch's Death is definitely the dramedy. Our main character, Meg, if you've been unfamiliar with this anime, Meg's going through it. She turns 17, and then the woman she lives with, who is Faust, one of the great witches of the world, is like, "Hey, so you're going to die in a year. You've got 1 year left to live. I didn't tell you sooner because I didn't think you'd be able to handle it." And in Meg is just like, "Oh yeah, probably." Anyway, the only way out of it is if you collect, I can't remember how many, I'm gonna look at my old notes here. She has to collect, tears of joy from 1,000 people. And other tears that are not of joy will count towards the number, but it's better to have tears of joy. So she's just kind of been like helping people, and it's a nice framing device for her to like have like to meet new people and have little adventures. We were introduced recently to the character Sophie, who is kind of a tsundere, but she and Meg now have like a friendship. And she's just trying to help people. She's not super tsundere, but a little bit. Anyway, Faust puts Meg and Sophie in charge of there's a festival going on, and there's a parade. And so she puts them in charge of the parade, which is a good way for them to meet a new person. In this case, they meet Marie. And Marie is looking for a guy named Wolf. And he was in a hooded jacket. And they met last year at the festival. And she's like, I would love to watch the fireworks with him again. I haven't seen him since. I'm hoping to see him at the festival. And immediately I'm like, is he a ghost? Did he die? What's up? Because this show is melancholy. Anyway, Meg's just like immediately like, shit. We're not doing a fireworks festival we're not doing fireworks this year. But she ends up finding Wolf. She meets him kind of accidentally, and then, oh wait, he's a wolf man. He's from the other side of the portal. He's here for the festival. That's why Marie hadn't seen her, is because he's a wolf man named Wolf. And I don't know why she didn't clue in on that, but whatever. But anyway, so they have this back and forth, and Meg is just like, look, she's into you. She wants to see you. I understand why you will you be weirded out by this, or she won't be weirded out by the fact that you're a wolf man. It'll be okay. Let's see, what number? Number 8. Got to put number 8 on these here. Let's get some stickers going on our feet. And then we'll panel line it, and then we'll add in the top part here. I hate these fucking stickers. These are stickers that have to kind of like bend and fold around. Meg also is like, well, I'm going to get them fucking fireworks. So she learns a magic spell to make fireworks happen. And Sophie, who at this point does not know what's going on with Meg, is like, wait, are you collecting tears? And then Meg says like, oh yeah, I'm cursed, so I'm doing this. So of course, Meg is trying to help people, but also does have the ulterior motive of, if I help people and then collect their tears, I might not die. So, you know, it's not fully altruistic, but she's also a good person. Sophie's mad. She's already has a low opinion of magic, so she just blames it on the magic. But Meg is just like, no, but you know, I know. Look, I get it, but also magic lets me help people, so I like it. The fireworks go off. The festival ends. And apparently, things went well with Marie and Wolf, I should say, because he didn't go through the portal at the end of the festival. He stayed, and they're gonna get married. And then Sophie is like kind of moved by that, so she uses her own magic to make Wolf into Marie's familiar, so he doesn't get like forced back through the portal, which is a little weird because they do want to get married. So that's a you can't think too much about it. Anyway, now Meg has 2 more tears in her bottle. These are actual tears of joy, because some of them aren't. They're tears of like regret. And Sophie leaves and is just like, I don't like magic, but I do think that you're pretty great, so I'm gonna use it to make sure you don't die. Because again, she's a little tsundere. Most of these episodes have been like multiple little stories. This one was just one story, and it was a continuation of what happened the previous day. So we were at the festival for a couple episodes, and I thought that was neat. I liked that a lot. This show has... this show right now is not wallowing in the sadness or is excited about the sadness, and I appreciate that. I'm going to keep watching it. I thought maybe I was going to bounce off of it, that it was going to get heavy in a way that I was not interested in, but it hasn't done that. It's just been melancholy and kind of bittersweet, and I'm watching a lot of goofy shows this season, so I don't mind watching one that's not goofy at all, and is just kind of interesting, because like I said, I got a lot of there's some drama, but I'm watching a lot of fluff this season, so might as well add in at least one more that's a little harder edge. Okay, so if you're not watching Rock is a Lady's Modesty, you should watch that. It's real good. I understand if you don't have anything else you want to watch on HIDIVE, it might not be worth it. There's a few things out this season. It's not a big season for HIDIVE right now, but there's still some good shit. But to me, the reason to watch is, again, this show, because it fucking rules. Our main character, Lilisa, is her mom got remarried into high society in Japan, and so now she has to go to this all girls school for rich young ladies and kind of is forced to fit in. And she has found in Oda a kindred spirit, and they have a 2-person rock band they are secretly practicing in. Lilisa on guitar, Oda on drums, and they are trying to keep it a secret. And so, but they also need to meet performers, and they wanted to get some stage experience. So they agreed to be ringers in a performance from Red Familia, which is just a instrumental band. And they're kind of unsatisfied. Our girls are kind of unsatisfied because they're rock musicians. They want to play rock. This is not that. So they're like, oh, well, this is not kind of what we wanted, but whatever. We'll do it for the experience. But apparently the conductor of the band and the founder of the band has a rival who's also playing there. And that rival's just symphonic bands. If you don't have vocals, what are you even doing? Which makes him mad, but also makes our girls mad because the band they want to make doesn't have a vocalist either. So they're like, we're gonna rock the house. So they do, and they play real hard, and they kind of set the tempo, and so the other people kind of have to push themselves to keep up to it. But it ends up being a really cool performance, and it's really well done, and people push themselves, and immediately they try to get recruited full time, and they're like, no thank you, because Lisa's just nah, I'm good. The singer that made fun of the symphonic band tries to recruit them, and she's just immediately no, which is probably not the right call, because they are looking for a singer and they are looking to complete the band, so maybe they should have, but whatever. But curveball. We knew this was coming as an audience. They didn't know it was coming. Alice is there. Alice is Lilith's stepsister, who doesn't like Lilith at all, because Lilith and her mom ruined her happy life of just her and her dad. Suddenly now there's new people, and it's changed things, and she's young and just is unhappy with the state of her family dynamic, and it's understandable. But basically, Lilith just begs her to keep it a secret. Don't say anything, please, please, please don't say anything. And Alice kind of reluctantly agrees, but she's struck by the fact that, hey, wait, is she putting on an act? That's who she really is. This band performance the real her? Do I not know the real Lilith? So basically, she kind of and she has an okay relationship right now, because she knows she kind of has to have an okay relationship with her stepmom, Lilith's mom, and she's just hey, so what were you like before this? What were the two of you like before you came here? And the mom, who I guess is doing this as a coping mechanism, is just oh no, we've always been like this. And we were always part of, like, we were always like this in the family. Like, no, we were never something else. Which really bothers her because she realizes, like, oh, my stepsis is being, like, forced to act this way. So it's a great little moment. This show I knew was a show about girls starting a band in a prestigious all-girls school. I didn't realize that there was going to be family drama in it, and, like, I don't hate it at all. At first, I was like, oh, I don't like this archetype, but immediately, now a few episodes in, she's starting to understand things and maybe even change a little bit, and at least maybe she's starting to think about her stepsister a little differently, and that's pretty cool to see. Nice little bit of business. Also, we end the episode with Lilith just fucking so scared that Alice is not going to keep the secret and that she's going to get exposed. And then Oda and Lilith have they like playing music together, but they clearly don't like each other, but maybe they do like each other. Again, we're getting some toxic Yuri vibes in the show. But she's just like thinking, she's just like, yeah, I'm going to be a band with her. Oh, that's pretty neat. I'm pretty excited about that. And it was just like, oh, okay. Is that where we're going? Again, I don't think this is a Yuri show. I think we are getting some queer baiting happening in this show, which sucks. I'm not a fan of it, but I don't think this is a queer music show. But I do think it's having fun with the fact that it's not that. I don't think it's necessarily trying to trick anyone. But if it is trying to trick me, if it's trying to trick me in thinking that it's not Yuri, then I would be happy to be wrong. And that's the anime that I'm currently watching right now. I'm going to add in some more shows now that I'm for this period anyway. I'm trying to do a bit less of my play-by-plays of the shows, and allowing room for more introspection on it. This concert, this performance, they're not doing rotoscoping, but they're also not heavily relying on CGI from a third-party studio. And so I really appreciate what they're doing. I appreciate how it looks. I mean, Rock is a Lady's Modesty sounds fucking awesome. Especially when the kind of improvised guitar and drum battles that they've had, and the imagination of, like, what they're picturing in their heads as they're doing it. Like, I think that's been pretty great. Also, the silliness of Lilith trying to fit in at school and trying to be the person she's supposed to be, and how that's actually working out accidentally because she's not great at it. She hasn't perfected the facade yet, but also her trying is also winning people over. I don't know. I think it's neat. I think it's a neat show. It's one of, like, when I saw the trailer, I knew I was going to watch this show. I didn't know, like, if I was going to love it or not, but I knew that at the very least I was going to try that one out. That was on the top of my, like, I got to see how this goes list. And I've been liking it so far. I can tell you, I'll say this. Right now, I would love to hear from you. What are you watching right now? What are you playing? What are you up to? What are you into? I would love to hear from you. If you want to write in the chat video games you're playing, if you went to the movies, if you had plans this weekend, you doing any home improvement projects or any kind of building or gaming or anything like that. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to let me know in the chat how it is going with y'all. And while you do that, I will say that I wish that the Gorilla Girl anime had more money, because that seems to have no fucking budget, and it's a real shame, because I think the story is very funny about a girl that gets blessed by the gorilla god and has incredible strength and has no fucking idea what to do with that strength, and ends up the night program, and she 100% very much does not want to be a fucking knight. She is unprepared for this. And then also there are a plethora of cute boys. Lord Crashington, easily. She could easily beat 100 men. Has the Crunchyroll social media team already made that joke? You bet your ass they have. They're living for it and making that joke. But yes, she could easily beat 100 men without any problems. It's just fun because she's just like, I'm not athletic. And then she runs really fast. And you're like, and then she like finds out, like, we find out as the audience, like, oh yeah, gorillas can fucking run fast. And she's just like, oh shit, I don't know. But that show does not have a budget. So I don't know. I have to look it up. I would definitely want to read the manga because, again, it does not seem to have any money being put into it, which is a shame. I wish it had some monies. Other things. Let me just do a quick anime recap here about other. Let me look at my big old list of things that I'm watching right now. In no particular order. I am watching Apothecary Diaries Season 2 because it's a 2-core. That continues to be fucking phenomenal. I bounced off that show really early last year and I fucked up. I really fucking beefed it on not being super into Apothecary Diaries. It's really good. Let's see. Fire Force Season 3. I am behind. I am not up in episode 5 yet. But it is real good. And fun, and I did not remember I definitely finished season 2, but I don't remember how it ended, but I kind of picked it up. Let's see. What else am I watching right now? I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. Season 2 is good. Do I like the introduction of the daughter character? Not as much as the other characters. And have I gotten like to the point where I'm like, yeah, well, like I'm at that point where I'm like, yeah, I mean, it happens. Unfortunately, that's how the cookie crumbles. We end up with those kind of characters in a manga when they're like, we kind of run out of ideas. Let's add a new character. It's like I'm used to it. I don't want to pretend like I like it, but I am used to it. And the other jokes are good. I am only like 2 episodes into Kaunlu Generic Romance. That show fucking whips ass. I read the show description of it and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to watch this. But it's real good. It is like a dystopian, like a post-dystopian like romance show, mystery. Where like there's a will they won't they office romance thing, but also maybe they've already done that before. And it's intriguing. Again, I'm only 2 episodes into that one, but I'm like, oh, this shit might be fucking really good. It's really well written and well paced, and the mystery elements of it, I'm like, are unfolding slowly, and I'm like, I'm into this. Let's see. What else am I watching? From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman, it has no budget, and I'm bummed about that. I wish it had more money. Mono fucking rules. I'm loving Mono. I'll talk about Mono on Monday, I think. But Mono has been really good to watch. That's been really fun. I'll talk about the next episode of Lazarus on Monday. Probably, maybe Lazarus on Monday. Maybe I'll wait till Thursday to talk about Lazarus. Depends. The Gorilla God's go-to girl. As I said, I wish I had a budget. There are other shows. Season 2 of Aharon-san wa Hakaranai is still fucking good. They introduced a Garu with a heart of gold, and she's really fun. He still totally misunderstands what's going on and has flights of fancy. She still speaks really softly and is adorable. They still have wacky adventures. If you liked the first season, it's more of what you liked. If you didn't watch the first season, you should watch the first season because that first season rules. I haven't watched any of My Hero Academia Vigilantes because I never read the manga. I will eventually watch that, but I'm not like... I feel like that's a show I'm going to end up watching like next season when I don't have, if next season ends up being a little rough or something. That just feels like a ripcord anime where I'm like, shit, I need to watch something good. I'll watch that. You know what I mean? I could easily, as soon as I watch one episode, I'll watch whatever's available. I just know that about myself. So I've been holding off because there's a lot this season. Catch Me at the Ballpark. I love that. Once Upon a Witch's Death. I'm into that. Mobile Suit Gundam. G-Quicks. I'm into that. I have heard very good things about Apocalypse Hotel, and I have not watched a single minute of it because I just felt like that show might bum me out, and Once Upon a Witch's Death is already doing that. Let's see. I don't know if there's anything else. The Two Perfect Saint, I'm waiting because I read all of that manga and I don't really need to watch it. But I would like to eventually check that out. Beginning After the End seems to have... Hey, guess what? That show has a budget, but also is just blazing through the manhwa. And the episodes are short. They're not shorts. The episodes are just like 15 minutes, it feels like. And it's strange. Let's see. Windbreaker Season 2 is strong. Some new characters that are good in that. I am liking Windbreaker Season 2. Yeah, I think that's it for this season so far that I'm watching. But yeah, I should watch a couple episodes of The Two Perfect Saint, tossed aside by my fiance and sold to another kingdom. I should check that out because I like that manga quite a bit. I've really enjoyed reading it, so I would be up for watching the anime. I also want to know if that show has a budget or not, because it could go either way. It's on Crunchyroll. I should just watch it. All right, I'm going to finish up what I've been into, and then I'll read what y'all have been writing here, because y'all have been writing stuff, and so I do want to be able to chat with you about what you've been writing and what you're up to while I panel line this, because there's no stickers on the leg. There was a foot sticker, but no leg sticker. So we'll get this panel lined, and then we're done with leg. Tonight we did feet and legs and arms, so pretty good. Got a few things done. I don't think we're going to finish this kit on Monday because we still have, we'll have the other leg to do. We'll have the waist. There's a lot of weapons and backpack stuff and a lot of stickers and things. So we'll have quite a bit to do on this kit. So yeah, I don't think we're done yet. Video game wise, still playing Hearthstone. That's my my daily driver on that. Playing a little bit more Nubby's Number Factory. I didn't play yesterday, but I played a little bit today. That game still continues to be great. I'm still enjoying my time with it. Okay, what you've been writing? Minjon says been starting Altair Yumiya, and it's it's a pretty game. Still on season 2 of ReZero and watching Conclave with the wife after your stream. Nice. Well, enjoy your Conclave time, and oh boy, season 2. There's a moment in season 2 of ReZero that like a lot of people quit ReZero after, but I would say stick with it. There is a crash out moment in season 0, and there's a lot of crash out moments, but goddamn, I don't think there's another isekai out there where the main character grows as much over the course of a show as Subaru does, and that's including the Jobless Reincarnation. because I don't think that Rudy actually grows at all. I just think his situation changes and he gets more responsibility and cooler abilities. But I think Subaru actually grows as a person throughout the course of that show, which is awesome, but also kind of surprising. Lord Crash has been watching more Detroiters, and it's really been great, and that's a good show. Love the episode with the preteen furniture couple. Yes, that Tim has a major beef with, so they work with their rival, played by Michael Key, that has a problem with the ape suit guy in the commercial they try to make. Yes. Yeah, Keegan is great in that. I don't remember everything about that episode, but I do remember that being a good one. John just caught up on Kowloon's generic romance, and it does whip. Yeah, I gotta get caught up on that. It just seems so fucking cool and good. And I don't have any. I mean, Aharon-san no Wakana is the romantic comedy I've been watching. Like, that's the romantic comedy, but that one is like a slow romance because they're not really able to talk about how they feel about each other too much. They're a very supportive couple that may or may not be in a relationship is my vibe on them. So I was looking for something with romance. I'm still hoping that HIDIVE gets that romantic comedy that nobody picked up last season, because sometimes HIDIVE gets a show that didn't get picked up, they just get it later. Oh yes, Lashbrook, it really does look like a 90s anime. You're not wrong. That does have strong 90s vibes, which is great for the dystopian kind of like whole thing. It does really fit well with the vibes they're going for. Let's see. Lashbrook has been playing a bit more Morrowind. Ended up playing the Midway Arcade Collection on my Xbox today and played a little Sinistar and beat Smash TV. Used what would have been easily been $15 in quarters though. Yep, that's the real thing. Once you get those games at home, it's just like, oh wow, shit, yeah, you can just put fake money in this, huh? Okay. And then Lashbrook keeps forgetting to check out the Guilty Gear anime. I have not seen that either. And then also Crunchyroll has like To Be a Hero X, right? Is that what it's called? And like, I don't think that, as far as I can tell, yeah. Okay, so that's a Chinese-Japanese show that is on Crunchyroll, and so I keep seeing them promoting it. But I don't know anything about it because AnyChart doesn't list it because it's a China and Japanese production, so they don't consider it an anime. They consider it a donghua, so it's a Chinese animation, so they don't list it. But it is airing on Crunchyroll, so I was like, oh, okay. I think it's the third season of it. But yeah, so it was one of those things where I'm like, is that it? Should I watch that? Is that even going to be good? I don't know. I don't know if I'm missing out on it or not because I don't know what its fucking deal is. But I do know that like lots of people are talking about it in some of the circles that I roll with. So I was like, oh, maybe I should check that shit out. I don't know. Ghost Valve says I'm mostly caught up on the manga for Kowloon, and so I might check the anime out. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've only watched 2 episodes, but those 2 episodes I was fucking into. I was into those 2 episodes. All right, we finished one leg. We're gonna work on the other leg here, and then on Monday we will continue to work on the legs, and then we will also work on the waist and then some of the weapons. And I think Thursday will be the day we finish this up. That's my guess. I am guessing that on Thursday this gets wrapped up. I plan tomorrow to do some grinding in Heart Gold, in Pokemon Heart Gold, because I will be streaming that on Tuesday. Tuesday will be Pokemon Heart Gold randomizer, and we only did one stream of it, so I'm going to do the second one because I was a bit at a loss about this month. I don't have any new games set up for May. I do think that if we don't do it at the Patreon's choice, I'm going to do it on my own anyway, probably. But I think I'm going to do a video game, or sorry, not video game, a wrestling watch-along stream, because we haven't done one of those in ages. And I think I want to do, I know I want to do one of those. I think I want to show, yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. I think I want to show Meiko Satomura's, either we'll show her last match, or, actually, no, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to show, and like that show won't get archived because YouTube will eat it, but Twitch won't. I'm going to show the Bailey versus Meiko Satomura from the house show in Japan match, because it doesn't have commentary on it, because it was for a house show. But they did pretty recently put out that on their YouTube, which is great, because I had some people took fan footage of it. They just had the footage out there, fan cams, and then somebody was editing that together into like a nice little package, which I was eventually going to show. But then they just put it out there on one of the WWE vaults on YouTube. So I have that, and I was like, oh, I should probably stream that and look at that. And that'll be an unarchived, because I know that's gonna get fucking eaten up immediately. So I was like, okay, well, we can do it on stream then. But I maybe my $10, my $3, $5, and $10 patrons won't vote for that to be the thing that I do. But I do want to do that this month. I think I probably want to do River Towns again, because I've played a bunch of River Towns since we last streamed it, and I like River Towns a lot. I don't have any games lined up right now that I'm like, oh, I'm definitely going to buy this and then stream it. I did hear about, and maybe we might play the demo of, I am not saying that the trading card game shop simulator, I'm not saying they invented the genre, but I am saying that I saw that there was some knockoffs of that on Steam, and one of them is like a model car shop simulator, and I was like, oh, that might be kind of neat. So maybe we'll look at one of those knockoffs. I don't know. I have to look at them. But Ben Wheeler streamed that game, and I was like somewhat intrigued by it. Like maybe I'll take a look-see at that. But we are going to wrap things up for tonight. We'll continue working on the leg on another stream, and the various parts that have to get built on that. But we did get a lot done today. We got arms and a leg done, so that's good. So we will continue that on Monday. Last week says, remind me, the Ludonarcoticon has some demos up, and one is called In Konobini. That is in that vein. Oh, like working at a conveni? Okay, yeah, there are a bunch of you work at a convenience store simulator games that are out there, because one of them came out and was really popular. Conveni demo is fun and very short. Nice, yeah. So I might check that out. I don't know. Yeah, I might do another demo night. That's a good thing. I might do a demo night again in May, and I'll just find some demos that are out there and check those out. Yeah, that could be cool. We could do another Steam demo night. But what we'll do right now is we're going to go find someone doing cool shit out there and go raid, because we always end every stream with a raid. So we'll do that right now. I hope you come along on this raid. I hope you come back on Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern as I continue to work on this cool kit. Let's see who's out there doing stuff. Is my friend, is this person, just mentioned it was short. Because it definitely won't last even half a stream. Yeah, well, that would be the idea, is that I would grab a bunch of demos and then try a bunch of them. How long have you been going here? Liz, I'm sure, is going way longer, because Liz always goes way longer than than I would imagine. But Liz is going strong. We often raid Liz on a Saturday night because Liz is streaming on a Saturday and she rules. So we're going to go raid her as she's playing some RPG stuff. So we're at Final Fantasy 8 again. And so we'll go hang out with her because we always end with a raid, as John said there in chat. Let's go hang out with Liz. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope you can come along on this raid. I hope you will come back on Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern as I continue to work on this fine model kit. And I hope the rest of your weekend is fun. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.